Welcome to the Aging Better podcast. Here we talk about a holistic approach to aging well, covering health, mindset, and lifestyle. We discuss aged care for residents and their families, and anyone working in the industry who cares for our elderly. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay connected and never miss an episode. We're back.
We are indeed, and we're excited to be here again.
It's great to be here
for another a new edition where we're changing things up a little bit. We're changing the name.
Name.
We loved our former name. It was
pretty good,
but we were finding that the people wanted the information.
There was a overflow of responses.
There was an uproar.
Yeah.
About people not being able to find it. So we want to make
it almost a revolt.
It was revolting.
I find people who revolt revolting.
Anyway, we have got a lot of things that we still want to talk about, and we are talking about something today which is a big word, and it's, should I say the word?
Please.
All right. The word is sarcopenia.
Sarcopenia.
And I have no idea what sarcopenia is. And so I'm hoping today to glean from your wisdom on this issue. Sarcopenia, what is it? What's going on? Who does it impact? Does it impact people? We're talking about people that are aging.
Yeah.
Sarcopenia is a problem.
It is. Big problem.
Tell me about it. What is it?
Lots of effects. Well, sarcopenia, to coin it, it really is age-related muscle loss or muscle loss over time.
Yeah.
Age-related is the number one reason. But if we break the word down, sarco is related to sarcomeres. Our muscle cells are called sarcomeres.
Ooh.
And in those...
I'm learning big words all the time with you.
It's just like a library over here. The inside your muscles, there's these little proteins called actin and myosin, and they're the things that actually contract when you activate your muscles.
So that's the little things that are breaking, to make your muscles bigger?
Well, no, they break when you exercise hard and push, when you're doing hard weights and stuff like that. You want to get increased muscle mass or increased muscle strength, people lifting weights. That's called hypertrophy, and they actually break down and then rebuild into, a bigger way, and increase in number and size. But every day, here our muscles are moving. When they move back and forth in the ability to lift things up or to sit up or to whatever way muscles are working, these little actin and myosin proteins are contracting against one another and releasing. So that's the sarcomere, the sarco part of the word. Penia is a Greek suffix, and it basically means poverty.
Oh, wow.
Poverty or loss.
Lack,
need.
Yes.
So we need more sarco. What's happening in sarcopenia? We're losing something. We're losing strength. We're losing bulk. We're losing effectiveness of those muscle cells. So it's a big deal with age. It also happens with chronic diseases and conditions, neurological conditions, and even cancer and other things like that. But today we're particularly focusing on age-related muscle loss, which affects us all. It affects all humans have experienced this over time.
Yes. So like I was thinking of an example. I remember one time my grandmother, she was in the bath and she couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Because she just didn't have the strength to sort of lift herself out. And someone had to come over and actually help her out. Like, is that sort of the end result of what we're talking about?
Yeah. That's what can happen. Everyday activities that we once found easy that became, a little bit more difficult over time. Well, I've got some articles here, interesting articles, which say around about 3 to 5% of muscle loss happens per decade from the age of 30. We're peaking between about 25 to 30, both in muscle mass and in our bone density. We'll talk about in another episode. But after the age of 30, and most men will lose about 30% of their muscle mass during their lifetime. So, imagine our everyday activities, walking, getting up, standing, pushing up out of a chair. Many patients and clients of mine, even to just push up out of a chair is very, very difficult. Why is that? Muscle loss is the number one reason for that over time, and it's insidious. It's happening right now. It's happening as we don't activate and as we sit here. So from the age of 30, we start to lose that.
So you're a physiotherapist.
I am.
How do we combat this? What are the things to help us continue to, maintain or, even build our muscle mass as we continue to age?
Well, for men particularly, the reduction in testosterone over time, it's a natural thing that happens, and that is the muscle building hormones. It has a lot of different functions, but one of the key things we're talking about here is muscle building, and that reduces over time. So people have tried supplements. There's lots of studies around that. There's medical intervention where people will have supplements. It's not the answer for everyone every time. The governing bodies don't really recommend this for the average person because there are a lot of adverse effects. And look, I think if you can do things naturally, I would always be a champion of saying if you can do things the natural way without having to rely on medications, it's always going to be better for you. So what is the natural way?
Yes. What is the natural way?
What is the natural way? Well, diet and exercise, it comes down to, is the most common natural things that you can do. And of course, those things slip over time. We get a little comfortable. We're probably not eating as much protein, maybe too heavy on the sugars and carbs and other things. And from a dietary perspective, we're also losing and not replenishing our vitamins and minerals, our vitamin D and, these kind of minerals that affect. People think of vitamin D for osteoporosis, but it's also very important for muscle mass and sarcopenia, combating sarcopenia.
So resistance, resistance training, things like that. Are we talking doing weights or like heavy weights or light weights? Like I know a lot of people recommend walking and stuff. Is walking a resistance training as well? Or like
the walking is very good, but resistance training keeps coming up as number one.
Yeah.
Now more than ever, it's no longer just a buzzword or a trend or something like that. I think of the Yoogster. There was a doctor. He was a dentist actually. He has passed away now. I think he went to 99.
Wow.
But this gentleman was an athlete in his younger days. I think he was in the rowing world, and he was a dentist. He lived a very full life and had a career. He retired. He got to the age of 80 in his 70s, and he realised that he was nowhere near as fit as he wanted to be. And he wanted to really change his life around. He was carrying a bit too much weight, and he just couldn't do the things that he wanted to do. The Dr. Yoogster is an English dentist. He went heavily into weight training, and he became a world champion.
Wow.
He held so many records after the age of 80. You look him up, he's amazing.
Yeah.
And he's jacked, this guy. Looking at him and you're like, wow, this guy is amazing. And I love his example because he changed his mind. He got to a certain point and went, no, I'm not going to put up with this. I'm not just going to go with the flow here of the average. He'd had an experience of, activity at a high level at a younger age. And he said, I'm going to go for it. And he got back into rowing. He had world records in so many different areas.
Wow.
But in bodybuilding and weightlifting, he was the champion.
Awesome.
80 into 90s, and he ended up living on to 99. And incredible. You think about the freedom you have with the function that you have at those ages. As you said before, if you can't get up out of the bath, you can't get up out of a chair, you can't, just life becomes so limiting.
Yeah. So my son, and probably your sons as well, they go to the gym, they're young, fit, but they're also taking protein shakes and all these sorts of things. Is this something that you would recommend, to build up our protein intake, or is this more a young man's game?
Yes, absolutely. No, it's protein at every age is a good idea. And supplements, vitamin D, omega-3s, antioxidants, all these things support muscle health. There've been a lot of articles and studies to prove that. So protein supplements, creatine is continuing to turn up
Yes.
as a good thing. I think there was a time maybe 10, 15 years ago, it was like, oh, is this good? Is it, is it going to be long-term negative effects? But it's turning up in mild doses. Of course, people shouldn't go overboard. And of course, people should consult their own health professional here. This is general advice, and we're taking from the studies that are out there. But yeah, protein, creatine, vitamin D are very important supplements to take. But if you're doing that without exercising, you're pretty much in and out. You're not really going to utilize it. It's not going to be as effective. So both the lifestyle changes of diet and exercise, but particularly resistance training for every age and for both genders is always going to be a very good thing to maintain muscle health and strength.
So one of our previous episodes, we did the whole thing about balance. Muscle mass affects balance.
Have you been practicing your one leg stand?
I have. I go down to the beach of a morning and do my whole Daniel-san Karate Kid.
You're doing
on the poles,
the crane, and on the pole.
Yeah.
Wow. I'd like to see that.
Anyway, so if someone's watching this and they go, you know what I'm hearing, I need to do something about this. What are practical steps they can take right now to combat sarcopenia?
Can I just quote from this study?
Quote away.
We've got some really good studies here.
This
love one was called The Age-Related Loss of Skeletal Muscle Mass and Function Measurement and Physiology of Muscle Fiber Atrophy and Muscle Fiber Loss in Humans.
It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it, that name?
Wilkinson et al., November 2018. These guys are saying resistive weight training at every age will increase your muscle mass. People will put on muscle mass. There is no age limit to this. It's not as if you start at 80, it's too late, or 85 or 90. And we're doing this in our practice.
And like the resistance bands and stuff.
Yeah,
it's not
resistance
just dumbbells
band, and they don't have to be heavy weights. They can be half a kilo if it's a new thing. And, for someone who's maybe moving into that frailty stage of life, and you can go up. We've been measuring some of our patients and our clients that we work with, and they're coming in, with mobility issues, with, having all sorts of trouble just with their activities of daily living, like we said before. And we're getting them in the gym. We're using the bands, TheraBands and weights, and they're improving. A few of these guys are on the recumbent bikes for like an hour a day or 2 hours a day. That's more than I do. It's more than us. Yeah. And they started at 5 minutes,
Wow.
But just built it up over time. So very important. No matter what your age, you can change it. You can make a difference. Now, of course, people do have different, we talk about this all the time, multiple comorbidities. They've got different things that'll hold them back, and different conditions. Again, I consult with your health professional, speak to your doctor, speak to your physio, speak to those around you in the know, because what you need is a tailored program for your specific needs and situation. Everyone is different. We can't just go out and say, everyone pick up 5 kilos and start pumping. It'd be dangerous for some people and be way too light for others. So we need that to be tailored and, put it into the context of your life, so that what do we want to do? We want to improve, the life that you live every day that makes sense to you. So that's good news. Very good news.
Thank you very much. I'm now going to go and combat sarcopenia. I'm going to go and build up my muscle mass.
That's
and
it.
I'm going to, get some protein in my diet. I'm going to hydrate.
Get the creatine as well.
Yeah.
I haven't been creatining lately. There was a time when I did, and I think I should get back on.
Nice. Let's do it.
Excellent. Thank you, Evan.
Thank you very much for your time, guys.
Well, that's a wrap for this episode of the Aging Better podcast. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, follow us, and share it with someone. I'm John Riley. Thank you.